Welcome to our live stream, everybody. Let me just tell you right now that Facebook, let me see, hang on. There's a little freeze in my clock. It always does that when I pull it up. Give it a second. Let's see, 20 seconds. Oh, wow, 2, wow. Wait, 21, 22, 23, 25. Okay. So, um, yes. Okay, Facebook is 2 seconds late. I started YouTube 15 seconds early, but that's when I was pushing the go live button on my YouTube live stream control room. And by the time it was done loading and it said I was live, it was about 8 seconds before 6:15. I thought, last week we started right on time with YouTube and Facebook was 15 seconds late. I thought this time, what if I just start the YouTube one 15 seconds early and then maybe Facebook will be on time and no one's going to be late? Well, it still was 2 seconds late, but you can never be perfect, right? Anyway, we started right on time for both live streams regardless. 2 seconds does not make a difference. Welcome to our Once Upon a Time live stream, everybody. That's always the first thing I like to talk about. I don't know why, how late or early we start. But anyway, welcome to our Once Upon a Time live stream. So today, got good episodes going with us. It is our 30th live stream. Wow. We've done 30 of these. 30 of these. I'm just so excited. Anyway, I notice every time when I watch myself, I move a little crazy. It's hard to stay still when you're talking. I don't know why. I'm trying very hard to look more normal. Because when I watch myself, I can sometimes feel embarrassing. Who knows, when I watch this later, I'll feel embarrassed, but not right in the moment, obviously. I'm trying to watch myself, making sure I stay still. I can't watch myself when we're watching the episode, though. Okay, all right, enough. Okay, I'm boring right now. Let me try to be more interesting. Okay, 30. We were talking about 30. 30th live stream. Crazy, right? We got 30 more to go. Wow. We're halfway. After tonight, we're halfway. I've been trying to post about it all week. I just found this out after our last live stream. I was like, I don't want to wait a week to say this. I got to say it now. So I said it all week long. 80 after tonight, we are 89 episodes in and 89 episodes to go. That's crazy, right? Crazy. 89 episodes. Not yet. We got to watch 3 tonight. But 89. Wow, guys, we're halfway through this. I'm letting it go by too quick. We got to enjoy it while it lasts. We better not rush ourselves too much because those last 30 weeks are going to go by fast. Those last 89 episodes are going to go by fast. And I will hate when the time comes that this might be over. So let's just enjoy being halfway. I have a quote from Once Upon a Time that I'm going to share. I hope it's not really a spoiler. It's Emma tells Henry, there's a point when Henry's going through a trial and he says, he knows something bad's going to happen. And I'm not going to talk about what, but he knows something bad's going to happen. And he's like, I can't, what's the line he says? But avoiding won't stop the future, or like something like that, something along the lines with something won't stop the future. And Emma says this wonderful line that sorry, I'm blinking it now, but I had this down and I wrote a post about it. She says, let's not worry about the end of the story. Sometimes endings usually suck. Let's enjoy the middle, the adventure together, Anyway, it may not stop the future, but we can enjoy it while it lasts. So anyway, we are exactly on point in the middle. And so let's enjoy it, guys, while it lasts. Let's not rush to the end of this live stream. Let's not try to skim over this. Let's enjoy every single moment, every single episode. Let's enjoy it while it lasts, because it won't last forever. And 7 months in, we only got 7 months to go. So let's enjoy it. Okay? We're going to watch more. We're going to watch Once Upon a Time in 5 minutes. I want to get started. But anyway, Just thought I would throw that out there. We're on our 30th live stream, and there's only 30 more to go. I know. Probably a bad idea to do 3 episodes a week. I wanted to get it done in 1 year because I didn't want to spend that long, more than a year on this marathon. Maybe next time when I do another marathon at some point in the future, I will make it longer, but for now we're going to stick to our normal three episode schedule, so regardless, 30, yeah, 30 30 more to 30 more live streams to go, and that's not going to change. So anyway, we'll enjoy it while it lasts. All right, still 5 minutes until we start. So what else to talk about? We have Anna making a deal with Rumpelstiltskin tonight. Let's hope she doesn't have to pay a very bad price for that. We also got a little Halloween episode of Once Upon a Time coming up. Okay, now we're down to 4 minutes. Good. A Halloween episode after that, and then and then our third episode tonight will be a Belle and Anna crossover. So we'll see how that goes, and more secrets about Ingrid on the way. By the way, I do have Once Upon a Time already pulled up, so no need to pull up Disney Plus or anything. I have it ready. But hopefully you, just in case you don't have yours ready, make sure you have your Disney Plus pulled up. And if you want to know the timestamp, because I already have it ready, I was just so excited for tonight, and I was so excited last week. I guess I'm excited about the Frozen arc in general. That I'm very good at starting on time for this arc, and I have the episode ready. I had it ready last week as well. 43 minutes and 49 seconds is the timestamp. So if you want to pull up your Disney Plus, 43 minutes and 49 seconds. As far as DVD goes, it's going to be something else, I know. But anyway, make sure you have that pulled up. And as always, every single week, I have my Welcome to Storybrooke shirt. Welcome to Storybrooke. Where, I've been wearing that every marathon since my birthday. It's not worn in most of season 1, but it is in season 2 and 3. Wait, I think I accidentally stopped wearing it in the Neverland arc. Never mind. But I wore it in Wonderland when I wasn't supposed to. And then we wore it for Oz and now for Frozen. So anyway, 3 minutes until we start. 3 minutes until we start. So yeah, I'm very excited for tonight. Something else I just figured out right before starting this live stream. Can't remember what it is. Something special I just found out. Oh, okay. So next week. Okay. Remember how I told you about the season 3 finale 2-hour episode? I don't want to spend too long on this because now it's 6:58. And every time I try to find something else to talk about, we go overtime. But I'll try to keep this quick. Season 3 finale. Remember how it was a 2-part episode? It was 2 episodes long. We do have a Frozen episode coming up next week. That's 2 episodes long, and it's meant to be 1 episode. And so it's going to be our next Once Upon a Time movie, for say. And it's funny. The date of this episode back in 2014 is November 16th. It's kind of also ironic. September 28th was the start of season 4, and that was a Sunday this year. So that means every Sunday that we're doing this live stream right now, season 4 of Once Upon a Time was on the air on the same dates. And so September 28th, October 5th may not be the same episode. I mean, on September 28th, what episodes did we watch? We watched the end of the Oz arc. So no, we didn't even start Frozen yet. But today, not today. No, we ended the Wonderland series. That's what we did on September 20th. We ended the Wonderland series, and then we watched the Oz arc in October. So we didn't get to watch any episodes on the day they actually aired. So nope. But because back in the day the show used to only do 1 episode a week, it's so easy to catch up, right? The first 3 episodes, September 28th, October 5th, October 12th. We just watched yesterday. And then October 19th, 26th, and November 2nd. The last episode we watched tonight is going to be an episode that aired a week ago, per se, So anyway, we catch up pretty quickly, right? So episodes 4 through 6, we're watching tonight. But 7, came out today. It's the anniversary of the 7th episode today, but we're not watching that till next week. However, since we always watch 3 episodes a week, episodes 8 and 9 aired the same night on the 16th. And since that's going to be next week, instead of worrying about episode 7 today, we're going to watch that a week late, right? And episode 8 and 9, we're going to watch it on the day it aired. So that's going to be kind of cool. Season 4, episode 8 and 9, watching it the day it aired. Same thing with last year when we started in the spring. It was the same dates as Once Upon a Time season 3, but we were only on season 1, so that's why I didn't mention it. But today we are about to watch an anniversary of one of the starting on next Sunday, we're watching an anniversary of one of the episodes. And so anyway, that will be fun. It's 2014 when the season aired, so it will be the 11th anniversary, so, and I guess not a big milestone, but anyway, it is 7:01 now, or it should be, because I started this live stream right at or on time. It still says 7 o'clock. It says it's been 11 minutes though. Okay, now it says 7:01. I forgot I started YouTube a little early. But anyway, we're gonna start now. As I said, I knew when I was gonna bring that up, it was gonna make us go over time, but I try to keep it as short as possible. And I remember when wanted to stop talking about it, it was still 6:59, so I decided to expand a little bit. And that's when it went wrong. Not when I started talking about it like usual, when I expanded on what I was saying. So anyway, sorry. No more delay. We're gonna start the episodes right now. 7:01. Not too bad for starting late. We started at 7:05 before, so let's try not to do that again. Um, Again, if you have DVD, just make sure not a single second has played. But if you have oh, and I got my headphones in too. I was so well prepared to just start right when we went live, but you know me, I'm not going to stay on schedule and wait till 7. But anyway, except now I just found my headphones just got tangled as I was talking. Oh, nope, it didn't get tangled. There we go. Okay, fix my headphones. Again, Disney Plus timestamp is 43 minutes and 49 seconds. Make sure that's what your timestamp says on your Disney Plus version. If you have a DVD copy, just make sure a single second hasn't played. Sometimes pushing play on the main menu could take a second, so make sure you have pushed play. But when you pause it, make sure it's pitch black. No previously on Once Upon a Time yet. Don't push play. That way we're all in sync together. It is now 7:02, so we're gonna get started. Not when I say 1, but when I say now. I'm gonna give a countdown. Are you guys ready? We're gonna start watching the episodes. 3, 2, 1, now. Yep, Rumple's line the bell. Of course. Good recap. Anna just left after spending a night in James's barn, and she's going to Rumpelstiltskin. All right. Well, welcome to our apprentice. If you're wondering who this is the apprentice from in Fantasia. Fantasia. It's a Disney movie. It's an orchestra movie about a Mickey Mouse and an apprentice. This is the apprentice, and the episode is called The Apprentice. Do you remember who the dark one was before Rumpelstiltskin? It was shown to us in season 1. If you don't remember, then I won't spoil. But this dark one was the one that Rumple killed when he became the dark one. Zoo. Zuzo. Zuzo. Remember Zuzo? See that dagger? It says Zuzo. Do you remember Zuzo? He was the he was the be- he was the poor man, the beggar when Rumple and Bellfire were just normal people. And then he convinced Rumple to kill him so that he wouldn't be the dark one anymore. Zuzo. Mhm. Except Rumpelstiltskin can. No, what? No dark one. Now we're in present day, but no dark one has tried. Everyone has. I mean, every dark one has tried. Everyone has failed. No one's been able to open the box. Well, look who unleashed it. Rumpelstiltskin. Maybe he doesn't have darkness in his heart. Anyone who succumbs to the darkness in their heart cannot open the hat. But it looks like Rumple did. I think he has way too much darkness. I don't think it deserves to be opened by him. Anyway, our title sequence is a bunch of snow and a walking broomstick, just like the one in Fantasia. Except we just take Mickey Mouse out of the picture, of course, because Mickey's not going to be in Once Upon a Time. Mice don't talk; they're not alive in real life. Except we saw Mr. Smee turn into a mouse once. Maybe that's Mickey Mouse, Mr. Smee. It has Disney written all over it, and we have seen hidden Mickeys in Rumple's shop. If you remember the special we watched last week, you can find Mickey in Rumple's shop. And hidden Mickey Mouses. This is Disney written all over. They're looking for the Snow Queen. They can't find her. She's hidden somewhere. Hook's used to old school, where the men usually ask out, not the women. There's a pedal that was not there before. Anyway, Hook. I liked how how Emma thought Hook was like 300 years old. That's crazy. He is older than Rumple. We know that. He wants his hand back. Hook is the only one that knows Rumple is lying to Belle. Unfortunately, I think he's just assuming. It's not like he spied on him when he changed the daggers, but I guess he knows Rumple well enough that he wouldn't go through marriage truthfully. Come on, you sacrificed yourself back in the Neverland arc. Couldn't you? And why would you throw your redemption away? Honestly. But yeah, Hook got his hand back. So what do we call him now? Captain Hand? That's weird. Captain Jones. Killing Jones was his name before he became Captain Hook. Elsa's not used to the modern world. There are people who wear immodest dresses sometimes. Ones without sleeves. I mean, it is a good dress. It just adds sleeves to it. Mhm. Elsa's okay with this. People are like, "Are you sure you don't want us to find your sister?" And Elsa's like, "I wanna put her whole wedding on hold." We saw that in a flashback. Everyone's surprised that Hook has 2 hands. Captain Hand. I like that one better. Wow, David's an overprotective father when he only was only known her for, like, a year. He missed out on 28 years of her life. I mean, I guess Elsa was worried about Kristoff, good to know. Yeah. Elsa was just talking about how she doesn't want people to unlive their lives on her account, so after Anna postponing her wedding, she doesn't want Emma to postpone her date. Rumple's good at knowing names. You can't hide things from Rumple, Anna. Rumple knows everything. The Dark One knows everything. When one needs answers, I'm her. He's the place to go. Yep, everyone who crosses Rumple has to make a deal. An old man eats children for breakfast. Ew. Anna, I would back out if I were you. You know what happened to your parents when they made a deal with him? They died. Not to say you will, but there are prices that are worse than death. Or maybe not as bad, but they're still bad. Imagine getting locked up like Belle or something. Huh. He does not eat children. We know him. He's the apprentice from Fantasia. Ooh. Anna. She doesn't put the potion in. She's worried it might hurt the old guy, so she's gonna throw it in the fire. You may think she's making the right choice, but having seen how this episode plays out, it's the wrong choice. That's why I was like, oh, Anna. Seeing it every time, it makes me like, wow, are you ever going to change the episode one of these days and actually give him that potion? Not that I don't want him poisoned. It's actually not poisoned. Sorry for the spoiler, but it's not poison. Dark One double tricks you sometimes. Instead of giving you poison, he gives you an antidote and you makes you think it is the poison. So that's the trick that's going on here. I know I should be quiet because now I'm spoiling. The Snow Queen's gonna crash your date, Emma. That'd be interesting. That's just random. It's not like she's gonna strike out of nowhere, though sometimes villains do that. Uh oh. Will Scarlet is Will Scarlet. Yeah, remember him? He made an appearance last week too. Whoa. Petty fairy tale thief. How rude. He's a better hero in the Alice in Wonderland series. Emma's a sheriff. She could go after him. Hook's hand is acting up because he hasn't had it since he was an evil pirate, and so he thinks his hand is making him, controlling him, and making him choose wrong choices. He is just a kid. It's more complicated than that, Henry. Regina should be happy. You're right that Robin loves her instead of his wife, but it's also wrong to cheat on your wife, and it's a little just more complicated than that. It's Hook's turn to ask, not Emma's. Hook is so old fashioned. He has to plan all the dates, he has to ask all the time. The world has updated since 300 years, buddy. He has a lot of rings on his finger, too. Pirates have a bunch of rings. Hook is looking at his hand as he's kissing Emma. He's worried about it. Well, they had a fun date. They had a fun date. It's been 2 months since I had one of those. I just have a hard time asking certain women out. Some of them haven't got back to me. Emma and Hook. I told you a whole season ago that you're gonna want to start Getting used to this new ship couple. Ship these two. For anyone who still misses Bellfire, too bad. Emma and Hook is here to stay. If, as the seasons progress, we'll go from dates to boyfriend to marriage to fiance to husband. The rest is history. True love. Every fairy tale has to have a true love. Main character fall in love with another character. There's always a prince with the princess. Emma and Hook. Emma's the star. Hook's the person. Oh my goodness. Hook is torturing Will Scarlet. Don't torture our knave of hearts. Hook, you have agency. Your hand is not making you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell anybody about this, you're a dead man. Okay. Yeah, he just punched Will Scarlet a few times. He's I don't think he. Well, no, you have your own agency, Hook. A hand doesn't make decisions for you. You do. You live. Poison. See, I told you guys. Sorry for spoiling, but I told you. See, Rumple doubled the villain here. Instead of tricking Anna with the poison to kill the apprentice, he he tricked Anna with the antidote, and she thought it was the poison. So she was outsmarted by a villain. Yeah, she was outsmarted by the villain. Rumple also knew Anna would not choose the wrong, so he planted it out. But as you can see, when I said, "Oh, Anna," in the fireplace, not giving the apprentice the potion was the wrong answer. Anna, I don't think you get it. You were kind of tempted. You were tempted to throw that into the fire. See, I told you there was bad consequences for not giving the man the antidote. It was the right choice all along, not to throw it in the fire and give it to the old man. Anna's upset. We Well, yes, Anna's too nice to want to kill Rumpelstiltskin. But to be fair, only one blade can kill him, and that's the dagger. Just like the Jagwalkie, how she only had one blade. You can't kill the Dark One; he's immortal. So even if Anna did try to stab him, it wouldn't work. And I can't do it. She's not a murderer. She's a nice princess. Now she was tempted. Now she was tempted. She wasn't tempted to poison the old man, but she got tempted to kill Rumple, the devil himself. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Now Rumple's gonna take the hat, just like Zuzo did all those years ago. I mean, we saw him take it in the present, so we know he can open it. But the question is, could he open it back then? He opened it. He opened the hat. Rumple's the first dark one out of million to open the hat. Every dark one's tried till now. Rumple succeeded. Hook tried to kill Rumple. That's not the first time he tried. Yep. The last time he buried the hook in Rumple's chest, he it didn't work. Only one thing can kill him, and that's the dagger. Hook put himself in debt. He had leverage over the dark one when he got his hand back, but now he doesn't have it anymore, getting his hook back. So now he's stuck working for Rumple if he wants to get his hook back. It's like he wanted it's like he was asking to be part of Rumple's evil plan. That's why you never make a deal with the dark one, otherwise you'd be stuck with working for him or in his debt forever. Not always the case, but if you can't pay the price, then yes. We finally see the Snow Queen. We haven't seen her all episode, and it's already the episode's 2/3 of the way over. Didn't get much of the Snow Queen in this one. She's gone. What the heck was that? A little garden in the middle of the parking lot? Yep, he drank too much champagne, and Will Scarlet's passed out in the library. Hook slept on a bench. Wow. Mm. Yeah, Hook is in Rumple's service now. Should have not asked your hand back in the first place. Yes, it's cursed, and it's causing you to make bad choices, but honestly, for one, that's not true. Second of all, if it were true, you should not ask for your hand in the first place because now getting your hook back is becoming even a worser challenge. I like him better as Captain Hook than Captain Hand. It's funny every time I say that. I mean, we seen the movie. That's kind of what they wished. They wished when she couldn't control her powers. They wanted to actually they actually wished for her to control it, not to get rid of it, but maybe as a last resort. Anna knew all along. The apprentice is a mouse. Turning him into a mouse isn't going to stop you, but the mouse biting you will. You grabbed the dagger, Anna. Good job. To stay immortal and not be a dark one. Good idea. Oh, you have to listen to him. Now, this is the one thing. A hand may not take your agency away, but this dagger really does take Rumple's agency away. Hmm. Now, Anna doesn't want to make that mistake. You should just give Rumple the dagger. Hmm. Oh, yes. Yep, you have no agency. You're forced to do all that, Rumple. That's the thing about being the dark one is that you lose your agency and you get controlled by a dagger. Anyone who uses the dagger, you have to do what they say. Yeah, the dark one is meant for evil sons of perditions and devils to begin with because it is like that and it's evil and yeah, and it takes your agency away, so that makes sense. Rumple the dark one. Probably the evilest kind of power you can have. Aside from the devil himself in Hades, of course. The Apprentice is alive in Storybrooke, and he's about to see what Rumple can do. Oh no, the Apprentice got sucked right into that hat. How sad. Rumple's so evil. He got rid of an old man just like that, trapping him inside the hat. The hat holds like an entire galaxy in there. You could fit so many people. He went somewhere safe. In the hat. Rumple's evil. If only Belle could see what he's doing, then she would probably divorce him. Because they just had a wedding 4 or 5 episodes ago. So Anna had made it back home to Arendelle. Sorry to make you think that she was something bad was going to happen to her because of her deal with Rumple, but luckily she left the dagger behind. So then Rumple, so she wouldn't be at the other end of it. She learned her lesson the first time about making a deal with him. Now she's not going to risk, keeping the dagger, making another deal with him for the sake of not, for the sake of not worrying about prices and getting hurt by staying out of Rumple's way and preventing him from too much evil. It's nice to have Anna back in Arendelle where she's safe with Kristoff and Sven. Mm. Hmm. Anna, keeping secrets is what drives your sisterhood apart. You might want to tell Elsa about what you found out on their parents. Rumple does has something on you. So he did exactly what Rumple told him to do, and now he has his hook back. Plot twist. I told you all along, Hook had agency. It wasn't the hand that made him punch Will Scarlet or ruin his day. Yeah, the hand just gave you permission to be an evil pirate. Oh, don't kill our Emma Swan, please. Rumple knows you too well, Hook. You're just bluffing just to get yourself out of Rumple's Rumple's shadow. I think you're stuck now. You should not been asking your hand back in the first place. Honestly, never make deals with Rumple. Never keep making deals, even if you made one already. hmm Well, we know your love for Anastasia. We saw the spinoff. Good. Will Scarlet. Hook told Will Scarlet after Hook punched him a few times for ruining his day. He said, "If you tell anyone about this, you're a dead man." And Will Scarlet decides to keep. Mhm. Mhm. Hook's just making excuses to get away with what he did wrong. And Will Scarlet is willing to play along. He could just confess him and be like, "Hook punched me." Then Hook can be in bigger trouble. But yeah, he's letting Hook get away with his little sins there that he's made this episode. Oh, yeah, Snow Queen wants something with Emma, apparently. Make him change it? What happened to asking him, Henry? We don't need to be evil about it. Making him. That's how Regina changed her words last week. Wow. If only Regina and Henry knew that Rumple was on a dark path and evil again, they wouldn't try to figure out who the author is by asking him. Funny joke. If only Henry knew how evil his grandpa was right now. He played the father card, saying, you're the closest thing I have to my father. The grandfather's the closest thing you'll ever to your father. Somehow if somehow your father dies before your grandfather does, then the closest connection you have with your father is through your grandfather. And, and that could be true. Episode's over, but I'm gonna finish talking before we start the next one. Anyway, um, feel free to push the next episode, but pause it really quick. Okay. And if you rewind it, 43 minutes and 49 seconds. As I was saying, Rumple's becoming to be have Henry be his apprentice. Kind of a joke to how what this episode was all about. The apprentice protecting a hat from Rumple until Rumple was able to get a hold of it, of course, and then trap the apprentice in the hat. And then in the flashback, he was able to get a hold of the hat by Anna, being tricking Anna into giving it to him, and letting the apprentice die. She should have gave the potion that she thought was poison, which wasn't, right? The antidote. Anyway, Anna thought she was doing the right thing though. She didn't know it. She didn't know it was wrong. Anyway, she did. She is good at avoiding her darkness though, and she makes good choices. She's pretty innocent, unlike Rumple, who threw away his redemption arc. It's like getting back on the covenant path just to fall off it. I mean, everyone does that. Like you repent, you get back on, but you fall. You're still susceptible for making more mistakes in the future. But anyway, um, but anyway, but yeah, Henry played the father card and talked about how Rumple was the closest thing he ever had to his dad. And so, and he's like, if you don't want me around, and, Rumple felt bad to letting his grandson, disappointing to letting down his grandson. So he's like, no, no, okay, fine. You can work in the shop as my apprentice. So now Henry's working around the shop and trying to find things about the author. Like, I don't know, does Rumple know anything about the author? We'll find out. The author of the book, right? That's going to play a key role in this season. So pay attention to that. It's a subplot for now, but when Frozen's come and done, it's going to be a big plot point. So you might want to pay attention to that author that they're trying to find of Henry's book. The author has the ability to write people happy endings, and maybe they could write Regina a happy ending, but Rumple does not deserve one. Anyway, so Henry's sweeping around the shop until Rumple tells him who the author is. So that's a nice. And as far as everything else goes, Anna made it back to Arendelle safe and sound, thanks to her hold of the Rumple's dagger and not having to be locked in the tower. Thank goodness. We still don't know what happened to her. I mean, we know she made it back from the trip safe and sound, but that Arendelle stuff is still a long time ago, and so we don't know where she is in Storybrooke. We don't know what's happened to her, so more to find out. But before we start the next episode, one last thing I want to mention. We didn't get much of Ingrid in this episode. We'll get more of her in this upcoming one. Emma had a date with Captain Hook. We also had Bellfire. I mean, not Bellfire. We had Will Scarlet from the Wonderland series kind of breaking into the library and crashing Emma's date and now locked in jail. So anyway, we're getting a lot of Will Scarlet this season, and it's only this season alone. He's not going to stick around because he's part of the Wonderland series. So he's just here for the arc. So anyway, kind of interesting, right? And then last but not least, no, I think that's all the plots. Regina and Henry finding the author and stuff. So I think that's everything. So yeah, I feel like we're missing something, but no, that's it. That sums up the whole episode. Let's start the next one before we go to overtime. All right. So anyway, 43 minutes, 49 seconds, episode 5, Breaking Glass. Hopefully you have it ready on Disney Plus, because otherwise pause the live stream. And the same thing with DVD. Okay, 0 seconds. Ready? Starting the countdown in 3, 2, 1, now. Starting about 4.5 minutes late. Cool. Yeah, we're gonna get more Ingrid this episode. Snow Queen. It's the ice bridge from Frozen. That's the title sequence. Gina's gonna do all she can to save Marion. Finally, more Snow Queen. Yes, I missed her. We focused too much on Emma and Anna and Hook. Now it's time for more ice power Snow Queens. Oh, wow. Cool stuff. Yes, it's not an accident. It's on purpose. Snow Queen has plans for Emma and Elsa. When you say so. Yeah. It's none of your business, Will Scarlet. You worry about Anastasia. Let them have their true love. Funny how he will never mention Anastasia in this episode in this series. In this season, in this arc. Oh boy. Call back in season 1. Remember when Regina hated Emma and wanted her out of her town? And those are pictures Sydney Glass took. The good old season 1 days. This is bringing callbacks, guys. Do you remember season 1? Can you believe we're on season 4 now? What has happened? Hmm. Regina has never met the Snow Queen. That's right. When they faced her a couple episodes ago, Regina was up to her own schemes to kill Marion and then changed her mind about the author, about finding the author instead. Now, after Emma and Hook's date, it's time for Snort and Charming to have a date because they haven't had a date in like what 30 years since they had to put Emma in a wardrobe. So many callbacks to season 1 again. I know. Ever since you brought Marion back from the past, you've been hating each other again. Yeah, experience. What do you mean by experience? People before the people before the curse, before season 1. It's Emma's childhood, back when she was robbing stores. Emma almost got in trouble. Emma had a best friend in childhood, always escaping from the foster system and out on the run. Mhm. People are chasing after them. Emma and Lily. So according to Emma's experience of what she told Elsa, it sounds like Emma screwed Lily over, and that's what happened. That's what the flashback is for this episode. Nothing else Nana related, unfortunately, but hey, Elsa's still in the present. They're still frozen to go around in Storybrooke, if not the flashback. If not the flashback, then the present. Yeah, I mean, she had Lily's back once, or Lily saved Emma from shoplifting, from getting caught. Yeah, remember? Remember when when you remember this? Emma was a shoplifter. We saw this happen when she fell in love with Bellfire, son of Rumpelstiltskin. Seen that before. We know Emma was a shoplifter growing up. She lived on the run, pretty much, jumping from foster system, family to family. You may think the flashback's not important. I mean, you think it serves a very it's tiny. It's much broader than you think. You know, you may think it serves a tiny purpose on what Emma means by screwing someone over. You can never get them back from experience, right? But it's more than that. Lily is actually important to the show, and I won't spoil why, but she's important. So don't forget the flashback. Regina's still using Sydney Glass. Not to kill Marion anymore, at least, but to, you know, you know. Trapped in the mirror twice. Yes, we saw that happen before in the damn forest. Again, season one callback. So many season one callbacks. Huh. How funny. Sydney doesn't have the leverage he needs to help Regina. Again, Snow and Charming are going on a date. As I was saying earlier, um, um, Regina, um, may not want to kill Mary anymore, but Regina still wants to find the author. You know, luckily she's not. Luckily, we know by now that she's not really being evil. It only seemed that way for the first couple episodes of the season, but now we're 5 episodes in, and she's just distancing herself from Emma and the heroes. But that doesn't mean she's a bad person. She's still choosing the right. other than distancing yourself. Will Scarlet has escaped prison, and Snow and Charming are going on a date to find him. It'll be like an old Prince Snow White and Prince Charming adventure for back in the Enchanted Forest. It'll be like the old days. That's an interesting date to take your spouse on. A hunting thief. Find a thief. That's a fun date activity. Catch a thief and put him in jail. If you're both police officers, that's a good day suggestion. Emma's kind of forceful, isn't she? And Regina knows it. So when we first watched this, my mom was not really paying attention to the show and thought this. Now we're in flashback. She thought this was young Regina, and we all know that's not the case. Regina was still an adult even before Emma was born. Regina's been an adult through Snow White's lifetime. She should have gray hair and be 70 by now, but she's not. She keeps her youthful glow. Aw. It is fall. It's actually fall in real life too. Call back to season 3 finale when Emma saw someone get adopted and see the perfect couple in their minivan. We saw that in the time travel episode, remember? We keep getting callbacks to earlier seasons. Two, three, one. Man. Normally you only do that when you're close to the end, but we're not. We're only halfway, guys. Halfway after tonight. Well, if you want to disclude Wonderland in the specials, though, it's technically not until the Frozen arc's over. But hey, think about it this way: adding the specials and the what a Wonderland series. You know, we're not just going to be halfway overall, but we're halfway through the Frozen arc because each arc takes about 4 weeks. So, and this is our second, so 2 more weeks of Frozen. I mean, we're halfway through the Frozen arc as well. So I prefer saying we're halfway after tonight because then we're also halfway through the Frozen arc as well. So if you would prefer waiting till the end of the Frozen arc, we're also halfway through the season. That once we finish the Frozen arc, but you know, well, hey, we're still a quarter through the season after tonight. Elsa made a nice bridge. Remember from the Frozen movie? Let it go, let it go. The cold never bothered me anyway. Remember how she built that bridge to her castle? Here I stand. She built a frozen bridge in live action form too, not cartoon. It's kind of cool. How did they pull off that CGI? Probably made it out of glass or something. I don't know. Made it look like ice. I don't know. By the way, that Anna figure in the distance saying "Elsa, help me" is not really Anna. They wouldn't find her this quick in the plot. Snow White. She is the mayor. She is the mayor and the wife of the of Sheriff Charming. I mean, Emma's the sheriff, but Charming's the deputy sheriff. I guess you could say. There's no online classes for learning magic, Emma. You kind of have to learn it as you go. Yeah, you did it. You did hurt Regina. Y- Yeah, well, and also, yeah, learn to live with it and just leave Regina alone. You did hurt someone. All you can do is be sorry for that. Don't try to make up if they don't want you to make up. There's a difference when someone appreciates you making up for your mistake and when you don't. Well, back to the flashback where Emma and Lily are playing video games from the 90s. Welcome to the 90s video games, people. Aw. Emma is special. More special than Lily is, but because, she's the savior, she broke the curse later on. Oh, whatever happened between Emma and Lily? I bet you're wondering what happened that tore their relationship apart, and how will this help Emma in the future when she's trying to mend her relationship with Regina? That's what's important for this flashback. But that is not what I meant earlier. This flashback does have a bigger significance in a later episode. So don't forget about Lily. This is important. Lily, you got to remember Lily. Write it in your notes because Once Upon a Time has a lot of characters coming in and it's so easy to lose track of all of them. You cannot lose track of Lily. Write Lily down. Okay? Write Lily down. She's actually important later on. Just write her down. Okay? All right. Elsa's getting one step closer to figuring out who Anna really is. That's not the real Anna. It wouldn't be that easy to find her. That's not Anna. See? It was just an ice sculpture of her, pretending to make it look like Anna. And now Ingrid has Elsa tied to the ground with chains. She was never really here, I told you. I think you guys can get it from the get-go. That was not really Anna. If you really if you're really upset that I spoiled that a minute early. Sorry, but it's not really Anna. We all know that. Hmm. Wow. Man, the more Elsa gives into her fear, the more she'll be chained to the ground. Trying to see how loud I can get. Just kidding. No, I'm not gonna yell it. There's a thermometer on my YouTube live stream that tells me how loud I'm going. If it goes 5 dots up, that's the loudest. It's only going 2 or 3 right now. Boom! Okay, I can't get 4. That's too hard. Wait, no, there's a total of 6 in there. Wow. What are you gonna do? Elsa says. That's not what you think it is. It's not Olaf. Do you want to build a snowman? Okay, I got 4 right there when I was singing. Singing makes me go louder. All right, focus on the show. Whoops. I meant to go to the episode. There we go. Let it go. Let it go. Ingrid's gonna build an evil snowman. Olaf's a good snowman, but have you ever met an evil snowman? Remember Marshmallow, the giant snowman in the ice castle? He was evil at first until they were able to calm him down and give him a lot of baby snowmen. Anyway, we're about to see an evil snowman come to life. Everybody, you're married to the blonde. Will's like, what? Snow White, this is a real thief. Snow White, I think he went against the law. He was a thief who just broke out, and we know he broke into a library. He 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 punched a few people. He crashed in a bar. That is funny. That ice could melt, guys. I mean, it's not winter yet. I mean, good thing it's not summer anymore either. That snow is melting, guys. Regina doesn't want to say anything. He doesn't want to reveal her secrets about Sydney, trapping him back into a mirror, using him to kill Marion and stuff. All the evil things she was going to do but decided not to, Emma doesn't know about. Anyway, I'm still laughing at the fact that Snow White let Will Scarlet go when Charming knows he's a thief and stuff. And the fact that he thought Snow White was married to her daughter, that's ew. Incest. But anyway, but yeah, Snow White, Snow White, Snow White, Snow White, Snow White. Even when Will Scarlet was willing to admit his crimes, Snow White didn't take it and pardoned him. Oh my goodness. You're going to regret that. We're back in the Lily and Emma flashback. Oh, this is heartbreaking. Emma never had a mother and father, and she just found out her best friend lied about being an orphan. Yeah, she's had a family her whole life since he was a baby. Uh-huh. All this, the mirror said this. Wow. Save your royal judgments. No, she's talking about the bridge. It's collapsing. You better run to safety. Run, fast, run, jump, make it. I hope they made it. Elsa, remember in the movie, you learned how to overcome fear with love. You can do this. You can do this. She broke the chains. She didn't give in to fear. She has control of her magic, thanks to the first movie. Because these are events that happen after the first movie. Oh yeah, there's our snowman in all armor too. Don't really see the snow. Anyway, Emma knows about Sydney now, trapped in the mirror this whole time. Who's the traitor, Sydney or Regina? Probably both. Working for the Snow Queen. And so Lily was adopted as a baby. So technically she was never an orphan except for a couple weeks. And she had a foster family for an entire long time. And so in a way she doesn't relate to Emma, and Emma's heartbroken by this. Emma doesn't take the note from Lily. She doesn't want to be friends with her anymore. That is sad. That's how she lost Lily. That's how she screwed her over. Once you screw someone over, there's no getting them back. Lily had a hard time keeping Emma. Anyone Emma crosses paths with before in the real world before the curse don't usually last long. So don't expect to be in a good relationship with Emma because it always goes wrong. Except for after the curse breaks, then things don't always go wrong anymore. Any flashback with Emma's always sad. She grew up without parents. And her, in a way, she does relate to Lily. Lily did actually hate her home, and she wants to, and she doesn't feel home there. I don't. I do think, though, from experience and knowing that she makes a big comeback later on, her father was kind of abusive, so it was kind of hard on her. If only Emma knew that, then maybe she would understand Lily a little bit more about how she feels lonely and orphaned. Because she doesn't have anyone who loves her. She just has a family who takes care of her. That doesn't mean they love her. Well, Ingrid's choking the life out of two women. Elsa's here to save the day. Oh, ice powers against ice powers. I want to see that. Elsa and Ingrid. Ice against ice. I want to see this. This is cool. Elsa's losing her fear. She can control her magic. She's not doing it out of fear. She's purposely ready to hurt the Snow Queen with Anna's love and Emma and Regina's. Fortunately, the Snow Queen already has what she needs, so she's away. She's off. She doesn't want to fight. You didn't need to say that, Regina, out loud. To kill Marion? I changed my mind. You should still go to jail for attempted murder. Regina. Now she's off. Well, that could have gone better. Or gone worse. That could have gone worse. Wish it gone better. Yeah, Regina doesn't want to forgive Emma. Apparently, she has the choice to forgive. It's not Emma's fault anymore. Emma's apologizing. She's doing all she can to make up for her mistake. But it's Regina's agency that's the problem here. She can choose to forgive her. She's on a redemption arc. Come on. She's not throwing hers away. She decided not to kill Marion the second she thought she was going to, remember? She's not really throwing her redemption away, but she does need to forgive if she wants to fully keep her redemption in check. Gina's not going to slide, though. Her redemption arc was worth it in season 3. Rumple's, on the other hand, backfired. Which, by the way, we didn't get a lot of Rumple. So the minute we get a lot of Rumple, we don't get a lot of Snow Queen. The minute we get a lot of Snow Queen, we don't get a lot of Rumple. We got 2 villains who can't share an episode together. It's crazy, crazy. What does the Snow Queen really want? She's not even telling Sydney Glass, the mirror. She's not even telling Sydney the Glass what she wants. She's like, that's between me and my reflection. Well, she's gonna tell the audience one way or another. We're gonna find out what the Snow Queen's evil plan is. We'll find out what the Snow Queen's evil plan is. Eventually. Get a coat. That's what I said last week, guys. It's gonna get a little cooler around here. I hope you have your coats. And remember, for those who forgot to wear their coats last week, I was upset with you. I hope you didn't forget your coats this time. I guess I'm not wearing my coat, so what am I saying? But get your coats on. It's getting chilly, guys. And to be fair, winter is kind of like only a month away. Fall won't last forever. Wow. Speaking of magic mirrors on the wall, have you met the Snow Queen's mirror before? You have not. This is the Snow Queen's mirror. Kind of like Regina's mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all. This is the Snow Queen's mirror version of a mirror. She's so close to completing her spell. She's almost there. A family that loves her. That's another tie to the flashback. Lily never had a family that actually loved her. Emma didn't have one either until she came to Storybrooke. Now Ingrid wants a family that loves her. She has an evil plan on how to get that. Can't wait for you guys to find out what it is. That's not Regina. That was the Snow Queen who did that. Giant snow monster. Yeah. Get Emma. Take Elsa's advice. Do not give up on someone. This is Emma showing that she's not giving up. That's a star in the right direction. Regina's on the way to forgiving Emma for bringing Marion back from the dead. Yeah, they finally mended their relationship. Thank you for taking Elsa's advice. It's kind of interesting how all that played out. She wanted Regina as a friend, not to persuade her guilt. This was the Halloween episode, remember? I told you that. This aired the Sunday before Halloween. Charming's laughing. He was a bad guy. He was supposed to be locked up. He wasn't faking it. Now Snow White knows the truth, and it's kind of funny. Seeing Charming laughing, being like, "What's so funny? Oh, he was a bad guy. Why did I let him go?" At least she found a sense in herself, and she was able to give up on the baby for one day. She was overprotective of her baby, that she got last season. Come on, you can let the baby go for just a day. Good job on you for doing that. It's not like you're gonna put it in a wardrobe again or lose it for 28 years or get it stolen by a villain. That already happened and you defeated her. The Wicked Witch. Emma and Hook. We haven't seen them together all this episode. Our true lovebirds from last episode. Mm. That whiskey is what's left of your childhood. I feel sad for you, Emma. Oh my goodness. Don't be drinking. That stuff is old. You don't know how long that's been in your childhood memories. It's an old VHS tape. Oh, those are her glasses that she wore when she fell in love with Bellfire as a young adult. 18. Rings, ooh. All the stuff from her childhood. That's Emma and Neil. Remember them? That's a good callback. Neil's still in heaven watching over them from a distance. Or not even from a distance, because heaven's not that far. She found an old video camera. Ooh. She's Emma's thinking about the past a lot lately. She's gonna hook it up to the DVR and watch herself and her childhood. Hook is bound to be with her for the rest of her life, so it's time for him to know about Emma's childhood too. Emma and Lily. Oh. An old friend that you lost and you can't get her back. How sad. That's gonna bite you. That's gonna come around. What goes around comes around. It's gonna come bite you back in the face. Told you Lily has a big importance. Write her down. What? Ooh. That's the Snow Queen. She was Emma's foster mother. What a plot twist. And Emma doesn't remember any of this. She must have took her memories. Whoa, and Kevin was her brother. Whoa. So Emma did have a family once. And it was with the Snow Queen, our villain. Your adopted mother is the villain of the season. That would be crazy, right? Anyway, we're going to start the next episode, but pause it really quick. And I'll tell you the timestamp before we push play. Anyway, the timestamp should be 43 minutes and 48 seconds. That's what Disney Plus should say, and DVD, just make sure it hasn't said previously yet. Anyway, so we had quite a little trip to the past. Emma's childhood with Lily. That was new. You're going to want to write Lily down. She's very important. I'm probably ruining your experience by saying that, but anyway, it's not really a spoiler. I'm just saying she's important, and when watching this live, we didn't know that. We thought the flashback was useless, and we were like, what was the point of this flashback? Why are we watching this? And then later, we found out why. So anyway, you may think the flashback had no significance, but it does. It just doesn't have significance to the Frozen arc, okay? You just gotta wait. But Lily is important. You gotta write it down, okay? As far as everything else goes, the present day, we fought against an evil snowman again, just like episode 1, I guess. And Elsa gave Emma advice to never give up on someone, even if they hurt you or said meaningful things. And so Emma, spent this entire episode mending her relationship with Regina, and now, by the end of it, it worked. It didn't work at first; it just got worse and worse and worse. But it's getting better now. And as of the end of this episode, Regina's is starting to forgive Emma. I wouldn't say she's fully forgiven him, but kind of. So anyway, that arc is closed. Wanting to kill Marion. The whole finding the author is going to still be around. It's actually going to play a big role when the Frozen arc is done. But aside from finding the author, wanting to kill Marion, keeping the mirror secret, Sydney is now free. He's no longer the mirror on the wall anymore. Regina's not going back into her evil ways. After 5 episodes into the Frozen arc, she's not going to be evil again because of Emma's trip to the past. So all is well. We're moving on. All is forgiven. And last but not least, Elsa thought she found Anna, but it turns out she didn't. Anna, it was just a sculpture that looked like Anna. So we still got to find Anna. We don't know where she is in the present day. You thought you would find out what happened to her when she crossed paths with Rumple. You were wrong. You thought we would find her in present day, but still don't know what happened to her. Wrong. Nope. We still don't know anything. So later details. But this next episode we're about to watch will have Anna in it in the flashback. So more relevant to the plot. Get ready. We still won't know what happened to Anna by the end of this episode, but it'll still give us more pieces to the puzzle, as every arc in every season does. You get little piece, little piece, little piece, and then by the season finale or mid-season finale, right? Because it's not always season finale. And remember, these seasons are split into half season arcs, right? So either by the end of the arc or by the end of the season, you'll have the pictures of the whole puzzle, right? Kind of like how the plan of salvation works with God, and how we don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. We just got to trust His will, because only God sees the whole picture, and He knows our potential. So in a way, you'll get the whole picture by the end of the arc. That's what always happens in Once Upon a Time. But until then, get ready to get another piece of the puzzle as we watch the next episode. One last thing I want to mention, Snow and Charming had a wonderful date catching down a thief. Only Snow thought it was a ruse and thought it was just to have a fun day and take a break from her baby, because that's what the intention was from Charming, to go on a hiking date and take her mind off the baby. But that's all it was, a hiking date. Not really to necessarily catch a thief. But yes, that was kind of part of Charming's plan. Will escaped, so he wanted to kind of capture him and put him back in jail. A real thief, but Snow thought it was just a pretend, even though it did help her awaken the kind of woman that she is, because she kind of forgot when she became a mother. She kind of forgot that she's Snow White and she can take care of herself. So even though that did awaken those, that courage that she has and stuff, she failed to realize that actually the thief was real and that they were going to on a hike to find him. It wasn't just in a ruse to get her to, you know, be a hero again. It's not, anyway. So now Will Scarlet has escaped prison. He's out there rolling around town. Who knows, thieving, drunk in a he could get drunk in a library again. Who knows what he's going to be up to, but that's a subplot. Now, for that right there, I was saying Lily's not a subplot. Now that's a subplot. Will Scarlet is just a subplot to fill in episode time. So, anyway, don't pay attention to him. We're done with him. We're done with the Wonderland stuff, okay? We're moving on. Anyway, Will's kind of funny for being in the show right now. It's kind of funny because you think, shouldn't he be with Anastasia right now? What is he doing in Storybrooke, right? Why is he running around town and messing things up? Why isn't he in Wonderland with Anastasia? Good question. The writers did say it takes place, before season 3, and it aired during season 3, so definitely before season 4. But logically, that does not make sense. It makes sense for it to be after season 4. But anyway, not my show. Ask the writers. Anyway, they ran into a plot hole. But anyway, if you haven't watched Once Upon a Time Wonderland, of course, you don't know that the plot hole even exists. So, but as of this marathon, everyone should have watched the Wonderland series with me. So, anyway, enjoy. And enjoy as we continue with this plot hole. But anyway, Will Scarlet's the least of our problems. We're very heavily on Frozen right now. Elsa and Anna plot hole. Plot. There's no plot holes. Elsa and Anna plot. But next episode, let's get started. We're only gonna have time for 10 minutes of Q&A afterwards because I kept talking too much in between. So anyway, again, 43 minutes, 48 seconds. Timestamp at 0. Is everyone ready? I am. I am. So if you're not, pause the live stream. But anyway, I got some messages from my mom. Hi Ben, where's Anna in the present? Where's Anna in the present day? Not gonna spoil that for anyone who's watching it for the first time. I forgot. You have 2 people watching. Oh, that's great. That's great. She sent that like 1 minute ago. Oh, that's nice. Cool. I'm gonna start the next episode now. So okay, everyone, timestamp at 0. Ready? 3, 2, 1, now. I decided to check for the night. So Marion's Frozen and True Lips Kiss didn't work. We all know that. And Ingrid wants a family that loves her. How is she going to do that exactly? Well, let's find out. Oh, look, it's a flashback. It looks like ogres are coming. Interesting. Hey, you know what the title of this episode is? Season 4, episode 6. Family business. This is family business, everybody. Family business. This is family business. No friends allowed. Family only. Oh, I should have quickly mentioned. Um, the Belle's in this flashback. I think I said that before, but on an Belle Princess crossover, it's a Belle flashback too, not just Anna. And this is how her mother died. Belle's mother died. She got killed by an ogre. Oh no. I hate to see Belle's mother die by an ogre. Oh boy, this is gonna be scary. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh boy. Belle just had a nightmare. That's her coffin. Belle's mother just passed away. Oh, we never saw that. in the Beauty and the Beast flashbacks before Belle's mother passing away, and there's an ice cream truck. Ooh, with more snowflakes. We went from snowflakes to and a walking broom to snowflakes and a snow monster. Now snowflakes and an ice cream truck. The only thing that doesn't make sense is the walking broom. I guess it's frozen. A frozen broom. Mhm. Listen to your wife, Rumple. It looks like, again, where we ended up last episode with Emma being with Ingrid in her childhood. Hmm. Wow. And the Snow Queen has an ice cream truck. I mean, she is the ice cream lady. Why wouldn't you have an ice cream truck if you have an ice cream shop, right? You need to go around town and people can't come to you in person. Belle and Elsa have never met before. That's why she was kind of shocked. But yeah, Ingrid knew Emma in her childhood. That will be explored in some future episode. Hmm. Belle doesn't remember how her mother died. Hmm. Sir Maurice was a little harsh on Belle, unlike the Disney movie. Hmm. So Belle made a trip to Arendelle, and the rock trolls they took away Anna's memories in the movie. Maybe they have a way to get Belle's memories back about her mother. So yeah, Belle's lying. You're lying. You don't know Arendelle or Anna. You literally went there in the flashback. We're seeing you doing that right now. And yes, it's not just about Belle. I told you we would see Anna again. Look, here's Elsa and Anna in the flashback right now. Belle, I mean, Anna did do it to make you feel better, Elsa. Anna's lying. We know she found the hat. Boom. Anna meeting the Snow Queen for the first time Anna does look exactly like their mother. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. They didn't. Yeah, they didn't understand you. Well, I mean, Ingrid has ice powers, just like Elsa. Fortunately, she's manipulative with it and knows how to control her powers and just does monstrous things on purpose when Elsa accidentally froze off Arendelle in an eternal winter everywhere. They're recapping Frozen, meeting Hans a day before Kristoff. This would have been a better sequel than Frozen 2, honestly. I wish they did. I wish they incorporated this. You know, the lost aunt Ingrid in Arendelle casting a curse, and then Elsa and Anna have to stop her. That'd been great. Hmm. And then you can start replanning your wedding, right? She's a little worried about Ingrid, especially since the last time someone entered into their family, ended up being a jerk. And Ingrid is kind of like that. She's evil. You know, she's playing that same card Hans did. You know, never marry a man you just met. Never assume someone's family when you just met them either. Apparently, blood doesn't mean anything. Robin, Regina's avoiding Robin. What do you? Yeah, Regina calling Emma and Hook out in their relationship. It's their own business, and they do make eyes. How funny! Snow Queen's ice cream truck left in abandoned in the woods. Apparently. Mm. Rocky Road. That's a callback to last week's episode. Rocky Road's a popular ice cream flavor in Once Upon a Time. Ingrid is keeping newspapers of Emma. Yep. Yep, that's the article of that 7-year-old boy that Pinocchio finding Emma in the street or something. Remember? And we knew it's not the street that he found her in. It was the tree that she popped in. Again, call back to episode 2 with Belle and Elsa. Bo Peep's staff mentions Anna's alive. We just don't know where she is. Yeah, and Belle's hiding the secret that she knows Anna. She crossed paths with her. Hey, Belle couldn't really communicate well with what's his name? Oaken. Oaken Trading Post, the one where Olaf brought or I mean Kristoff brought the carrot from and rope for Spen. We've met almost every character from Frozen except for Olaf, which will never appear. Oh, Belle and Anna working together. We have an Elsa and Anna. I mean Elsa and Belle Kristoff, and now an Anna and Belle Kristoff. Kristoff crossover. What am I saying? Anna crosses over with Elsa in present day. Flashback. Anna crosses over. Belle crosses over with Anna. Regina and Robin are having a fight. That's harsh coming from a boyfriend, ex girlfriend, saying that. If you want to truly save your wife, you have to find me. You have to forget about me. It's and that's a lot of guts for Regina to say that. After all, she's the one upset that Robin's wife is here. She should want to keep her dead, but she's better. She's been she's made better decisions since then, so it's kind of hard for her to want that. She wants to save Marion, and she's frustrated about the whole thing. Ingrid, remember they talked about making a deal last week at the very end of our night, and they said, "Well, I'll make a deal when I'm ready." I don't think Ingrid's ready to make a deal with Rumple yet. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Ingrid and Rumple are both playing villains in this role, and they have different plans. And then they're like just talking to each other about, "Hey, don't cross me. Don't uh, don't cross over my plans. Stay out of my way, and I'll stay out of yours." They have two villains to defeat, and little do they know, Rumple's the other villain. All they think is that they have just the Snow Queen and that's it, but it's really Snow Queen and Rumple here. I mean, Anna did lose her mother and father, and Belle's lucky to still have her father. She just wants to know what happened to her mother, and then she could be at peace with it. Like Kristoff did when they went to go to the rock trolls to save Anna's frozen heart. You probably want Kristoff. Only Kristoff knows how to use a pickaxe. I know, because he has experience. You don't, Donna. Though Belle hasn't crossed paths with Rumpelstiltskin yet, so Belle doesn't know. This takes place before she became Rumpel's maid. Hmm. You pray that Belle never crosses paths with Rumpel. I think that's already too late for that. And fell in love with him too. Rumpel's gonna use a Belle's gonna use a fake dagger on Rumpel. Rumpel, you better not trip up. You better not trip up, Rumpel. She could find out that you have it. She could find out that you gave her a fake. I mean, yeah, Hook's been through a curse and an unaging Neverland, so that's why he still looks like 30 even 300 years later. He should be long dead. 200 years dead. Yep, you have a file of Henry's art projects. You don't keep stuff like that unless you care about someone. Their essays, their paintings, their things they learned in school. Feelings were mutual, looks like, yeah. She was part of Emma's childhood. She has all of Emma's childhood things, like art projects and school projects. It's crazy. A scroll. What does it say? Different language. Ooh. Yeah, it's not from the real world at all. It's a whole different magical language. So obviously the Snow Queen is from fairy tale land, but she's been in the real world longer than the other fairy tale characters have been. Hmm. Mhm. Unless the stranger ends up to be dangerous, bad. Don't help us every single stranger you come across. Hmm. Anna has a heart on her purse. I didn't know that. I did not know that. We haven't seen Grandpappy since last week. Mhm. Belle, I'd put that in your pocket or something so you don't lose it. 2 sisters. Ooh! Anna and Elsa's mother had 2 sisters, not just 1. Hmm. Yeah, you have an evil aunt, an evil family member who's up to something. That's interesting. So yeah. So it's not just Ingrid and Gerda, it's not just Ingrid and Elsa and Anna's mom. There was another sister that, that bridged the age gap between them. 3 sisters, talk about Elsa and Anna. Imagine a story of 3 sisters. Maybe one whose heart gets unfrozen by love, right? And the other one whose heart freezes as stone and doesn't unfreeze. You save a sister, you lose another. That could be interesting to see in a future episode, guys. She can trap Ingrid inside the hat and then all will be well. Oh, Belle dropped her rock. Oh no. There goes her memories. She can't get her memories of her mother now. She chose The Rock over Anna. She chose The Rock over Anna. How sad. There goes Anna falling off a cliff. Oh no! Ingrid. What's she gonna do to Anna? Don't tell me she actually died this whole time. Just kidding. I know she doesn't. Ingrid has the hat. Uh oh. This is none of your concern, Belle. Go back to the enchanted forest. Don't get caught in this mess. This is none of your business. It's only family. You're not related to Elsa and Anna. Just kidding. Yeah, you're technically not. Hmm. No matter what the cost. Belle made a mistake. Chose the rock over Anna's life. That is, and look at the mirror. Her own reflection is trying to haunt her to death and make her feel down on herself. That's kind of sad. Rumple's the coward. He's the evil one. You're not evil, Belle. You just made one mistake. You chose a rock over someone's life. That's okay. I mean, that doesn't usually happen, but you can be forgiven. It's not murder, after all. It's the Snow Queen that probably tumbled her off the cliff in the first place. You just didn't save her in time. Aw. Oh man. Oh man. The mirror even revealed to Belle that the dagger's fake. Is Belle gonna believe her, and is the marriage gonna be over? There's a little bit of blood on the knife. I mean, do you remember the only weapon that can kill Rumple is the dagger? So, yeah. Rumple can heal that and reveal that the dagger's fake, technically. Belle doesn't know enough about the dagger to realize that if she had the real dagger, Rumple would die right now because the dagger would easily kill him and stab. Aw. Yeah, you did kind of abuse your husband with the dagger. Mhm. I mean, Belle's trying to repent right now, but Rumple, Rumple, you could come clean too. You don't have to say you're just no. You were just trying to do what you thought was right. Told me the dagger is fake. Everything in that mirror was not true. Come on. Mhm. Um, Rumple did keep a secret from you, Belle. Rumple, come clean. This is where you could say, actually, I have kept a secret from you. He's not saying it. He's gonna continue lying. It's gonna bite him in the face in a later episode. It's gonna ruin his marriage. You should have come clean. As soon as your wife made a mistake, you should have confessed with her. Okay. Imagine you're doing something like cheating on your wife or something like that. But then let's say your wife cheats on you back and then decides to confess and repent and be honest about it. Then you should be honest about your cheating and then mend your relationship. You shouldn't be continuing lying about it to eventually get a divorce and ruin your marriage. Like, I'm just using cheating as an example. But like, you get what I mean. Rumple, talk about the fake dagger and how it was true. You gave Bella fake and you're doing something evil with the hat. Looks like Maurice, Belle's dad, is telling Belle how her mother died. I mean, Gaston's soldiers. Hmm. That's what Belle wants to be, a hero just like her mom. Even if it means facing Rumpelstiltskin, so be it. And then this is how the flashbacks can end. Because then they call Rumpelstiltskin to help save them from the Ogre's War, and he's willing to save them with the price of taking Belle as her handmaid. And that's how it all connects. You didn't know there was an Arendelle connection, right? Season 1 left that out so that we could be surprised by season 4. But but um but yeah, Belle, but the price of getting Belle's memories back was Anna's life, and she chose the her memories over Anna, unfortunately. So yeah, magic always comes with a price. Rumple's upset that the Snow Queen used her mirror against his wife, Belle. I don't think it'll be her wife for long when she actually finds out. You should have been honest with her, Rumple. I mean, the Snow Queen did lose her leverage by taking by threatening the Snow Queen and trapping her inside a hat. Snow Queen once had possession of the hat, but now Rumple has it, so she doesn't have leverage anymore against Rumple. Only Rumple has leverage against her. Belle. I mean, Anna is alive. She survived her cliff fall, so don't worry, she didn't die. She's in prison right now, talking with the evil person herself, the Snow Queen. Some secrets are better left buried. I think not. The audience will know what happened to her. What did you do to your other sister, Ingrid? We all know what happened to Elsa and Anna's parents. They died at sea, but what did you do to the other sister, huh? Ingrid is kind of evil here. You can't accept Anna into the family? How come? Does she remind you too much of their mother? Did their mother do something to you, Ingrid? No one's taking each other's places. No one replaces anybody in a family unit, guys. Everyone has a special place in a family. Yes, everyone's related. That is true. If Ingrid is Elsa's aunt and Ingrid is also Emma's adopted mother, then that makes Emma and Elsa kind of related too. Everyone's related in the show. One of Ingrid's sisters looks exactly like Emma. One of Elsa's aunts looks exactly like Emma. Interesting. Lock your heart. Don't cheat on Emma. You love blonde ladies too much. Focus on Emma. She's the true love of your life. That's the plan. We know the plan now. Belle's confessing to Elsa about knowing Anna. The mirror. Belle's now talking about the mirror. But, Let's go smash it. It's a magical mirror. It's not that easy, Hook. Awful spell. Wow, Belle's good at knowing these plans. I'll talk about that later. Oh, so everyone's gonna hate each other. No Christ-like love in this town. Except us. Everyone's gonna die except for Elsa and Emma. The three people with magic. Of course. A perfect family. That's Ingrid's plan. Her perfect family. The family that she could never have with her real sisters. How tragic and sad that will be. We will get a flashback on what actually happened, but not tonight, because that's it for tonight's episodes. So yes, I'm gonna let the credits finish because I always do that with these last episodes, and we only got 10 minutes left. I doubt I have any Q&A questions to answer. Do I? Do I? Let me see. See, nothing on YouTube. Knew that. Predicted that. I already talked to Mom. Oh, except now I got messages from my grandma. Anyway, all right. Okay, now the credits are done. So before I read the comments, recap what's been going on. We found out Ingrid's plan finally. First of all, Belle's mother passed away. She forgot how she died, so she went to Arendelle to get answers. The rock trolls gave her a little rock and to stir it, and told her that when she got home she would stir it in a pot of soup or something and then drink it and get her memories back. Unfortunately, on their way back, after going to visit the rock trolls on a rocky mountain, on their way down from the mountain, Ingrid brought a storm because Anna also found out that Ingrid has two sisters, not just their mother, but another sister who's blonde. Kind of like Elsa and Ingrid. Anyway, but she doesn't have magic. Anyway, after finding this out and finding out that Ingrid's a villain, Ingrid obviously didn't want Anna to tell Elsa and have Elsa find out. So unfortunately, she caused a little earthquake that pushed Anna over the edge. Belle tried to save her, but she tried to save her rock of memories first. Fortunately, that was a waste of her time and a mistake because that rock split into pieces and fell off and got lost. So then when Belle tried to reject her decision on the rock over Anna, it was too late. Anna fell off the cliff and she was presumed dead until the Ingrid locked her in jail and found out she was alive. Anyway, as Ingrid said, secrets are better left buried because they're so tragic you don't want to get into it. I even cried when I found out what the secrets were. We are going to find out on that next week. Next week is a 2-hour episode. Now, again, I'll get back to that in a minute. Present day, just to recap present day really quick. They found out Emma and Ingrid knew each other in childhood. Not Ingrid's childhood, just Emma's childhood. Ingrid was actually Emma's adopted mother. In a way, she adopted her, at least probably not obviously according to the plot of the film, plot of the TV show. That didn't, happen. That didn't happen. She didn't have a mother until she broke the curse and found out it was Snow White, right? So Ingrid didn't adopt her for long, but temporarily she had a mother named Ingrid was Emma's adopted mother for a time. And after finding that out, they wanted to know more, so they searched for Snow Queen's ice cream truck because they looked all over her shop and there was nothing. So anyway, they found Emma's old high school, junior high, elementary files of art projects and stuff, and that's how they kind of figured more about this, that she cared about Emma back when she was a child. And anyway, secrets have a way of revealing themselves. Belle, on the other hand, is with Elsa trying to find Anna. She hides the secret that she did know Anna, and I just explained that flashback already. What happened was, she decided to go face the Snow Queen on her own, even used the dagger, abused Rumple, by using his dagger to force her to let her go and face the Snow Queen on her own. She got caught by the mirror, who was bullying her. She saw her own reflection. It was kind of like the devil using his tactic to kind of tore Belle apart about why she chose the rock over Anna and how she doesn't deserve to be forgiven, how she's weak and doesn't deserve to be loved. Belle, she's upset, of course, and then the mirror reveals that Rumple is lying to her, which that was the one true thing the mirror said, except Belle was already down in the dumps for having chosen a rock over someone's life. And so anyway, she gets phased into the mirror. Rumple snaps her out of it, and Belle accidentally cuts Rumple with the dagger. Now, normally when you stab someone with the dagger, especially if it's the dark one, normally they die and the person who stabbed is the new dark one. Obviously it wasn't a real stab. It was just a little small cut on the neck. But usually cuts from the dagger can't be healed. So I'm surprised that Belle still thinks Rumple's telling the truth when really he could just heal that wound on his neck and then Belle could realize it was a fake dagger. But maybe she doesn't know the dark one rules that much. And it is in season 1 and 2. It's not a spoiler. It is in season 1 and 2 that the dark one, if being cut by the dagger, can't use its own magic to heal. Which is why the dagger is the only thing that can kill Rumple, because any other blade he's immortal. He can easily get healed from that. But anyway, a little small plot hole. Belle, it's easy for Belle to easily find out that her husband's been lying to her by now. But the show doesn't want you to doesn't want the breakup to happen in the episode we just watched. So they put some cover up to keep Belle and Rumple together. Because once Belle finds out Rumple's been lying to her, there's going to be a massive marriage breakup, divorce. So anyway, and it's a sad divorce that's not meant to happen in this episode. So no wonder the writers wanted to beat around the bush when it came to this. But anyway, Belle was completely honest about lying, and Rumple forgave her. And Rumple could have done the same by confessing about the hat and the dagger, fake dagger, but he decided not to. So Rumple being Rumple, oh my goodness, you think you would just come clean because that would have been the perfect opportunity to save your relationship, but now you're doomed to suffer in a few episodes from now. So good luck when the Frozen arc ends and you lose your marriage. Anyway, who would want to be Rumple? Not me. Anyway, that pretty much wraps up everything in the episode. I mean, Rob and Regina kind of had a little fight about Marion, and Regina ultimately just said, "If you want to save Marion, you have to forget about me. I don't want to be around you anymore. It's too painful." And then Emma and Hook making little silly, romantic scenes. Anyway, that's it for that recap of the episode. We got only 2 minutes left. Wow, live stream's already about over. 3 things I want to do: read the comments, tell you something about Belle that I couldn't say in the episode, and then talk about the cliffhanger. Okay, so I already read Mom's comments. My grandma said, "Hi Ben, keep talking on what's going on." No time to be honest. What? That was funny. That's funny. Honesty is the best policy, but Rumple cannot be trusted. There is always a price to pay. Yep. And he hasn't paid the price yet, but he's going to it in the future. So, anyway, yes, it's hard to keep talking when you're watching the episodes. Keep talking on what's going on. That's what my grandma says. Usually I get feedback about talking too much, and now I'm getting feedback not talking enough. That's funny. Anyway. All right. And then something I was gonna say, but I didn't want to ruin the cliffhanger. Something about Belle is that if you remember in season 3, she was the first one to find out that the Wicked Witch was casting a time travel spell, and she told everyone else. Belle, being the bookworm that she is, she knows these things before the rest of the heroes do, So, people seem to fail to realize that she might not seem like a good warrior, a good hero to fight in the war, right? But she has a lot of good, she plays a big role in having key knowledge. She may not be one of the fighters on the field using magic against villains, but she has, she has the knowledge, and so, you don't want to cast her aside, because without her, you wouldn't know what these villains are planning. She was the only time. Okay, so Belle was for season 1 and 2. Belle, yeah, not in the picture, but in season 3, that's kind of where it started. She didn't know how to defeat Peter Pan. She didn't know Peter Pan's plans, so I guess there is that. But ever since they defeated the Wicked Witch, Belle's been always this person who knew the answers first. So if you notice a little pattern there with the Wicked Witch and now the Snow Queen, she's the one who finds out about everything before everyone else does. And if it weren't for her, we wouldn't know the Snow Queen's plan even to this minute. So, and because of her, you now know the plan. The spell of Shattered Sight, once casted upon people, it's supposed to make everyone in town hate one another and never love again. No Christ-like love. Everyone hates one another, and they hate each other enough. They hate each other until everyone's dead, and they kill each other. And leaving Emma, Emma, Ingrid, and Elsa alive. They're going to be immune to the curse because Ingrid just wants it to be just the 3 of them, her perfect family. That kind of explains the cliffhanger. Anyway, so Ingrid's plan is to have everyone hate each other and kill themselves, and then until it's just 3 of them left. And then once it's just Ingrid, Elsa, and Emma, she just wants it to be just the 3 of them as sisters. She wants to replace her old ones with magical ones. We're gonna find out why next week. And then I kind of talked about cliffhanger and Belle. Next week we're doing a 2-hour episode. It's gonna be a whole movie length long. If you're watching the DVD version, they did combine the episodes. So when you watch the DVD version, you'll know it's called Smash the Mirror. When we watched episode 6 tonight, you'll realize it was on your second disc that has episodes 6 through 10. You'll realize one of the episodes is Smash the Mirror. It's actually an hour and a half long. So, the same thing I did with this season finale of Once Upon a Time. of season 3 when we watch the time travel episode. I want to watch it as one episode, back to back, no credits in between, blah blah blah. It's one big long episode. So just remember next week to have two Disney Plus tabs opened up to play both episodes. So then that way we could, when one episode ends, we just start the next one and pretend like nothing happened. Because it's supposed to be one episode, but stupid streaming services like Disney Plus and Hulu like to separate them. But if you have the DVD, they did not separate this episode. So you are on the right track. You might just have to pause it for a second while the rest of us are playing the next episode. And we do watch recaps, remember. Oh no, we're gonna try to skip that. That's what I did last time. There should be no recap. It's supposed to be one episode anyway. So anyway, you shouldn't have to worry. I'll have to let you know when the episode cuts, so then that way you can pause it and wait for us. But anyway, I won't be able to tell you the timestamp because the way I'm watching it is on Disney Plus, so I can't tell you. Anyway, it's going to be a little bit of a messy, but we'll get through it. Before, just like last time, remember how we watched one episode before the finale? Just like that, in the Frozen arc. It's not the Frozen finale. But the big 2-hour movie that we're going to get next week. We're going to watch one episode before that, and that's the episode we're going to find out about Ingrid's past. So we're going to find out about Ingrid's past just to see how tragic it is. And then following that episode, it's going to be a big 2-hour finale. So keep that in mind. And so, yeah. And that covers up our night because it's 9:34 and we're going overtime. So I'm going to shut up now. But I'm looking forward to next week, guys. It's going to be fun. Great 3 episodes. We are halfway now. 30 live streams down, 30 to go. 89 episodes down, 89 to go. Can't believe that. I don't want this to end so quickly. Let's enjoy being halfway while we can this week and not rush into next week's episodes, okay? Because I hate to be past halfway. Okay? Let's stay halfway as long as we can. God be with you till we meet again and again until next week, right? But let's try to avoid next Sunday as much as possible. Have this week go as slow as possible because we're not going to be halfway only happens once. Exactly, perfectly halfway. I mean, you'd still be roughly halfway in the coming weeks, but like right on the dot is now. So anyway, enjoy this week while we're halfway. Next week we'll start counting down how many live streams we have left, starting with 30. After next week, 30, we just did our 30th live stream. Next week will be our 31 live stream, but it will count as our 30 remaining. Anyway, not 29 yet, but starting with 30 next week. We're counting down. Anyway, I'm going to call it a night. God be with you till we meet again. And I'm not going to say goodbye twice. So this is for Facebook and YouTube. Goodbye, y'all. Until next week. Keep your coats on. Keep your frozen coats on. It's getting chilly, guys. Things are about to get interesting. Get a tissue. It's going to be really sad next week. It's going to be really, really sad. And it's going to be heartbreaking, okay? So, warn ya, okay? Until next week. Bye!